Hello, everybody. What's up? I have been wondering if it wasn't for English, I really wonder that I could survive until now, living, working alone every day, literally without any kind of communication with outside world. Of course, I have some communication every day with my customers, but I don't really enjoy talking with my customers except some of very basic, you know, communication. I don't much enjoy talk to my customer more than like 2, 3 sentence, very basic things about very routine sentences. And I don't know, somehow my personality is a little bit weird, kind of out of ordinary. Whatever the case is, honestly, I don't like talking with my customer more than the prime need. I don't want to go deeper with strangers. Quite weird thing is, in my previous business, manufacturing, exporting, trade, these kind of things, right? When I did that international trading business, I like talking with customers. I really enjoy the communication with my customers, but somehow when it comes to this my current business, I don't know, suddenly I became to feel not very comfortable, and maybe because my current business is not actually it's not my original turf, and in a way I'm not the person who quite cut out for this business, like, individual based business. So ever since, I just don't enjoy communicating with customer except very limited things, and I have kept my practice since ever since I opened new business in this type of business in Korea. So basically all day long I don't have any kind of chance to speak. And as you see, even my main work, which is to take care of the remains of the customer party. I do alone all the time on my own. And then whatever the case is, you know, I found out that you need to release yourself by talking it out verbally. Like regardless you don't like talking out, speaking out, but if that thing, if that thing, if you go without speaking for long periods like me, I found that it affects to your emotion as well. Definitely there are some influence on your emotion, and I think I suspect that it might have some kind of relationship with your own biorhythm. That is my guess. Our biorhythm actually comes with all different things, right? Physical interaction things as well. How you eat, how you like feel, how you sleep, all this kind of. And on top of that things, you have to release your inner self by speaking it out. Speaking out is the, I believe, one of the way to relieve your inside things, anger, frustration, or happiness, excitement, whatever it is. Somehow it has to be released. It has to be released from your, from inside of yourself. That is my belief. And then the person like me who always walk alone and don't have chance to physically speak it out, right? Then it may influence on your sentiment. If it goes too long, maybe it affects your mental health, I believe. And then in my case, because of English, right? I could speak out something in my mind, although it's just monologue, right? But I can spit it out with my own voice, right? And then these things, speaking out through some channel like YouTube, I found it became great help to release myself. And then, like, I'm thinking in my case, I'm thinking if I speaking in Korean, my own mother tongue, I think it'll be very awkward, you know, something talking alone with your own voice. I would find it very awkward. And I know, of course, there are many Korean YouTubers who doesn't have much extra communication with outside world, but they stay most of the time online, and they just talking to the people outside through YouTube or some other channels, right? Some other, and then they do quite well with in Korean only. But in my case, my main purpose of making YouTube video is not exactly something like, you know, communicate with outside world. Sounds a little strange, but in my case, I just want to release something out of inside of myself. I'm not aiming at, you know, making huge subscribers. I'm not aiming at making, big hit of view. I just want to release myself before this YouTube channel. Also, free time I spend reading English books, reading aloud with my own voice. Of course, you know, I don't need to care about anyone see me, because after business hour, no one here. I'm all the time alone, right? So I don't need to worry about people see me, you know, with those English books out loud. But and it was my main way to release myself through the voice and equalizing my biorhythm, balanced by my biorhythm, right? And then once I get used to YouTube, right, making video, it became great help, much greater help to me to balance my own biorhythm. I mean, I think shooting video is much more effective way to speaking out something in your mind without losing train of thought, or and much better than just reading out aloud without any certain aim, without any certain direction, right? That is what I think of the good thing about making videos through YouTube channel. I don't have any clear target about my practice making YouTube videos every moment possible. I don't have any specific aim, but I think it might be some great help later, after like many years after, through the way I accumulate time with YouTube practice. And I'm not very sure what kind of way it will be, but one thing I'm very clear through my life experience, that whenever I lock myself up without communicating with outside world for certain time period, which is quite long, I experienced many things in my life eventually improved. I can say that I didn't make some great achievement, but I made quite conspicuous development in the course of my life. I actually I made something very differentiating fit in my life. So I believe this practice, I don't know how long, how many years from now it's gonna be, but I will stick to this practice as long as I can, and I'm sure that is my specialty, to pursue something persistently without giving up easily. So let's see what would come next after many years. I'm also looking forward to it. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one.